not just peculiar to the governor. He practically behaves like that to every other person. Even as citizens, when we raise questions, he will easily tell you that I need not know now. That money is meant to be spent. When you challenge, a speaker about how the finances of the house is being spent, he does not give any credible or reasonable response to you. So these are the issues beyond his personal relationship with the governor in this case.
Right. Talking about the Nino law, for people who don't understand Yoruba, it means money is meant to be spent, just like I said. And he has always had these hanging of corruption, over him. 4 years ago, same thing was, in the public space, and one would say maybe that was managed by the system that produced him to say, how come it has always been about this for this particular person? But then I had to bring the issue of this relationship with Mr. Jide Sanwo-Olu, in which many supporters of Jide Sanwo-Olu have been said to be like, governor, why does this man behave this way? His tone, his body language, and you have said, it's not just to the governor, but the governor is the highest political officer, public office holder in Lagos, in which it deserves some respect. I'm sure we can name 2 or 3 governors, either former or current, that will never have allowed that to happen. And just like you said, not for one day has Mr. Jide Sanwo-Olu publicly, disparage the person or the leadership of, Mr. Mudashiru Obasa. Now, moving on, the allegations of corruption and all of those things on one side, is political life on another side. Yeah, you have said anybody that will emerge governor in Lagos, especially through the APC, will need more than the endorsement of one person. It's multi-layered, it's multifaceted. But there are some that will say this is not unconnected with his ambition to be a governor. The man has said he's not his sin. And people that have occupied that seat, they are not better off than him. So, if that is that supposed to be an issue actually? He has a right.
It's not an issue, and he's still at liberty to contest. There have been people who have been governor in the state before, even without being ordinary members of the House of Assembly. So politically, he's even miles ahead in his opinion and more qualified than even some people who have been governor in Lagos. So about his ambition, I'm less bothered. He can contest, even if he wants to be president in 2027. He's well qualified. So he's for me, I see his removal beyond his political ambition and personal issues with his conduct as Speaker of the Lagos State Assembly, his conduct in the public, his disposition to transparency and accountability.
Mr. Lawson, permit me to butt in. I had to say that because some would say maybe he's moving against where the system is heading to, and they just had to boot him out.
No, it is for me. I'm not throwing the line of these political calculations.
All right.
I live in Lagos, and I tell you that when you talk about transparency and accountability, public morality, this man does not have it. So for me, is that even the person we're talking about 2027 about? We're talking of 2027 about. I am not even interested in their politics of 2027.
Right.
They can choose whoever they want as their candidate, even if it's Obasa. But remaining, and by the time he gets the ticket, now as Lagosians will decide if he's actually qualified to lead or not. But on his removal as Speaker, is well endorsed. It's a popular decision among Lagosians, and he remains removed in the eye of the law. Like I said, he has right to contest 2027 even as president if he's not satisfied even with being a governor of Lagos State.
All right.
Okay, talking about his ambition as to be a governor, if actually he wants to come out, does he still have a political lifeline to actually come out as the governor of the country?
Sure. Definitely, he's qualified as a Nigerian to contest. He has a political experience, having been member of the House of Assembly for about 5 times. So he may even have political leverage above some other persons who may be aspiring to be governor in 2027. So, he's qualified. Let him go to his party and test his popularity and bother us less as citizens, or the reason why he was removed was 2027. We don't buy that.
with all that has been said, with the party, with all you've been saying, and saying that the GAC has really talked to him, and the party sort of came in or talked for him at some point, and he didn't do anything. Do you think he will still have the backing of his party if he decides to come out?
She was referring to say, all these persons, you have upset them. So what lifeline does he still have?
He may have strategies that we don't know. Not he's a politician, so let's keep our fingers crossed and watch, the maneuver he may be able to make, maybe to get the party's ticket.
All right, well, that is a way, people watching might be saying Mr. Olufemi Lawson is being modest,
right?
Possibly with your assertion that maybe all the persons that need to approve, all the persons that need to endorse, almost everyone in the system, they are almost frowning against his personality and what has happened, and you are still saying he can test his popularity. Are you not being political here?
So let us, politics, a day in politics is like 10 years, 100 years. Right. So maybe between now and 2027, they may have had a change of mind and he may have become a beautiful bride to them again. So let's keep watching.
Interesting here. One more question before I let you go. And this is not about Obasa. Now, the leadership of Jide Sanwo-Olu has almost 6 years in office right now. Of course, he's running his last term as a governor. When we say with what he has been able to achieve, that income without controversies, the NSAS, all of those things, where he took the baton from Akiwumi Ambode and to where it is right now. So many names have been thrown up. The Mr. Obasa himself, Sheyi Tinubu, the president's son, almost everybody in the, some are even saying maybe Ambode is coming back. The person that will take over from Governor Jide Sanwo-Olu, with where he has put the baton right now, what kind of experience do you think that person needs to have? And I'm not even talking about politics, the battle and the level of leadership in which Jide Sanwo-Olu is right now. Whoever is coming, what kind of CV must that person have?
Well, whoever is going to take over from the incumbent governor after completing his tenure must be coming with a lot of experience, because Mr. Sanwo-Olu has raised the bar as far as governance is concerned in Lagos, not only in the area of infrastructural development, but in the area of management, attracting investors, in the area of consolidating on the institutions of government in Lagos State and the like. So we need somebody who is not less experienced than Mr. Babadi. So he could come from any political party, because we must always understand that there's no political system that is permanent. So we must look even beyond the APC, whoever emerges as a candidate of the APC, in looking at the future of this, about the future of the state, it's not about the future of the party.
Right.
So in doing that, we would expect that whoever any political party is pushing forward, be it APC, NMPP, and whatever the case may be, PDP, must be such persons that at least can match in terms of experience and can consolidate on what has been done up to the present, not just by Mr. Sanwo-Olu, but even by other governors who have reigned in the past, to the extent that the state does not go back.
I take this as your partition, Mr. Lawson. Still on 2027, and this is not permutation, you've just talked about and reason of the standard, the bar. Now, in comparison to possibly Fashola administration, 8 years, Akiwumi Ambode 4 years, the Jide Sanwo-Olu has spent 6 years, Asiwaju spent 8 years as well. Now, everybody with different dispensation, but where those persons took it from and left it, Fashola took it from and left it, Jide Sanwo-Olu has picked it up, and where he is right now, will you say he really raised the bar as compared to his predecessors? Or is just living his time?
He has raised the bar. He has raised it. And that's one thing about what Lagos has experienced, and one of the reasons where, if you look at the capacity of the state, in terms of expanding infrastructure, in terms of developing human capacity, in terms of increasing revenue, you come to realize that every government after President Bola Tinubu, Mr. Babajide, and Raji Fashola, Babatunde, Akim Mambori, and now Mr. Bajisolo have continued to take steps ahead in advancing the course of governance in Lagos State. So it is expected that this, will be maintained to the extent that can see a greater future for the state.
We want to sincerely thank you, Olufemi Lawson, a public affairs analyst. He's been talking to us about the situation at the Lagos State House of Assembly as far as leadership is concerned. The removed Mudashiru Obasa and the leadership now of the House of Assembly under Mojisola Miranda and, Lagos politics generally. We want to sincerely thank you for your time and take, sir. All right, do have a wonderful day. That will be it this morning.
Yeah,
one thing that has really been in the public space about the leadership of Obasa, not really his personality. I'm not sure anything bothers us about his personality. It's his leadership skill.
Yeah.
While he was, by the way, he's still a House of Assembly member. So he has the right to come back and continue representing his people. But the style of leadership, which has an emperor-like, which has been the word that people have used over
people have used, like he said, our guest said that he felt like he was Lord of all. When he used that, I was like, okay, if these facts or these things have been coming up, a lot of persons have been saying the same thing, pointing, talking about a particular thing, and Obasa is still saying it's alleged that they're trying to just fault him. Well, he still has, like they said, he should take it to court. He can't just say it at a random space. It should be taken to court if you have any hope or you have your facts, right? So it should be taken to court. So
that's right. We should go.
Yeah, we should go. That's the wrap of it for today. We'll see you tomorrow on Morning Spring. That's Thursday of this week. I remain Uzoms Okechukwu. Stay safe.
And I remain Femi Ojo as well. Thank you for joining us today. We'll make a return tomorrow. You can check our Facebook, Instagram, X pages, and to follow us, and of course have this program, especially our YouTube channel at Western Spring TV. Make a return tomorrow, God willing, for the TBT edition of Morning Spring. A big shout out to the production team. I'm out.